Hi guys, happy Friday. Hope everyone is doing well. I've been super busy over the last couple of days, especially with the cars, and I'm going to show you what's going on with a few of my cars right now. And for whatever reason, for all the many years that I have been doing Turo, I've always noticed that whenever issues happen, they always happen in sets, in packs. And that's exactly what's been going on over the last couple of days. It's like one thing went wrong with one car and it was just this domino effect down the line. So it's kept me very busy, but thank goodness everything is good. So let's take a look. Okay, so my Jeep just came back from a rental, not last night, but the night before. It was an 8 p.m. return, great renter, no issues, excellent communication. Can we just stop for a moment and look at how awesome this Jeep looks when it is in safari mode? Let me see if I can zoom out. It was 91 degrees here today in California, and so it's a perfect day to just pull off the windows and the back and drive it in safari mode, which was awesome. Okay, so renter was great communication. Car came back at night. I did an inspection to the best of my abilities and everything checked out fine up until the morning when I took the car to the car wash. I started noticing all these scrapes along the side of the car. Literally started on one end and goes all the way across. So hopefully you guys can see this pretty okay. So the entire fender, and then it continues on into the paint. You can see these scratches. I mean, pretty large scratches all the way through. Obviously they went off-roading or hit some trails, and it continues all off the top of this fender all the way to the front. And I did not notice it at night when the car came back. But luckily, of course, I took thorough photos, although I didn't see it with my eyes at night. When I saw it in the morning, first thing I did was go back and check my photos. And thank goodness my phone, which I have the iPhone 11 Pro Max, so it's the big one with the 3 cameras in the back, has really good night mode, and the night mode picked up all the scratches. So thank goodness. I took new photos in the morning, uploaded them all to the reservation, submitted the claim. The claim was accepted. I'm just waiting for an estimate right now. So moral of this story is it's really helpful to have a great phone that has really good night mode on it. Had I have been using my old iPhone that I had, I think before this I had the 7, there's no way I would have captured that at night, and I wouldn't have got it in the detail that I did get it in. So I would definitely recommend getting the iPhone 11 if you can. And then I know for Android, I've used the Pixel, the new Pixel, which also has a really good night mode. So those are 2 phones that I would recommend because it's such a lifesaver. And another thing I mentioned a while back is that ever since this whole pandemic thing has happened, and obviously we're seeing a huge decrease in revenues, one of the things that I did was up my insurance to the standard coverage. I was on basic before, where there was that deductible, and again I did it for exactly these reasons, because at this particular point in time I'm trying to minimize all the financial risks that I possibly can. And because revenues are already pretty non-existent as it is, it's not worth it to keep the cars on the basic coverage just to earn a couple more dollars per reservation, because the revenue volume is just not there. So it doesn't make sense. So that's why when I talk about insurance, you have to really evaluate your situation at any given time. And as things change, if you add cars or if you get rid of cars, you want to reevaluate what coverage you're on so that you have your financial risk covered in a way that is comfortable for you and something that you can handle. So in this case, I'm super happy that I had the standard insurance, because that means all of this is going to be covered and there's no deductible, which, by the way, all of that is going to be changing very soon here. So as soon as we get the details, of course, I'll talk to you guys about that. But keep in mind that the insurance options are changing in the next couple months. So that's what happened to the Jeep. Now, let's take a look at the next car. Vanderhall right now is totally out of commission because it has another leaky CV boot, which is pretty difficult to see right here. Let me see if I can get in there. Leak right down here. And this has happened before. They've repaired it. but it's happening again. And then also it has a loose engine mount bolt, so when you drive it, it just makes a horrible noise, and it's probably not a good idea to drive it like that. So the Vanderhall is sadly out of commission until I can take it in and get it worked on. And the part that's a bummer about the Vanderhall is that the motorsports dealership that I bought this from, they've been closed ever since this whole pandemic happened, so I can't even take it in and get it into a shop and get it repaired. Good thing though is that, and this is a great tip for anyone who might be thinking about purchasing a Vanderhall, is get the extended warranty. Vanderhalls, at least when I bought it, they came with a 1-year built-in warranty, and then they had the option to purchase extended warranty, which extends that warranty for an additional year. So luckily, because if I didn't do that, I would actually be out of warranty right now on this, but I am in warranty, which is why I like to have cars that have warranty on them. So this will all be covered through Vanderhall, so that's a good news. And then my next car was my 4 Series BMW had a busted water pump and hose, which the repairs on that would have been $1,300, and I actually just picked it up from the dealership today because it has a rental tomorrow. But thank goodness for warranty, because all of that got covered and didn't have to come out of pocket for that. And especially during times like this when revenues are sparse, you know, it's just great to have that warranty so that you just have that peace of mind should anything go wrong. At least for the most part, you won't have to come out of pocket for it, which is really nice. And then aside from that, yeah, I've just been dealing with my cars, my Polaris Slingshot, dead battery, but that was an easy fix, so just got a battery replaced on that. Wasn't too expensive, which was nice. So like I said, for whatever reason, I don't know if this happens to any of you guys out there, please let me know. Whenever these issues happen, they happen in waves like that, and it's just crazy. It was back to back to back to back. So hopefully that was the brunt of it and there's not much else, but I'm glad that I came out of it pretty unscathed, which is good. Aside from that, another thing that I've been doing a lot is I've been paying attention to the Q2 projections that a lot of companies are releasing, especially in the travel industry, because right now things are still so uncertain. We're not exactly sure how things are going to pan out, and it doesn't seem like we're really getting clued into how things are progressing and exactly, you know, when things will sort of ramp back up, when things will open up. And so I've been really paying attention to these companies who are releasing their Q2 projections. And one of the things that I saw today is like Delta Airlines released, for example, that for Q2 they are anticipating a 90% drop in revenue, and so that's not good, because Q2, you know, that's definitely pushing us into summer, which, as we all know, for the Turo marketplace is kind of like the time of year where it's our money-making season. So it's kind of not a good trend that we're seeing for the summer months that are to come. So I'm really keeping a close eye on what these companies are projecting. And of course, I think that no one really knows exactly how this is going to roll out, but I figure these companies probably have far more money into their analysis and their projections than, you know, us individual Turo hosts. And in many ways, what they project will reflect in our marketplace as well. So far this month, I'm about 70% down in revenue, I think, the last time I looked at it. So we'll see kind of how it pans out by the end of the month. But yeah, really, really grim scene out there. So for me personally, I'm really gonna, May I feel like is already a lost cause. I don't have high hopes for May, but I'm really kind of paying attention to what June might look like. I'm going to pay attention to see if I get any future bookings for June. Should the trends look pretty terrible for June and maybe even July, then it's really going to be time to put into effect some contingency plans and possibly start exiting out of some of the cars that I think are too much of a liability. Hopefully it doesn't get there, but of course you always want to know your options and have a plan set in place should that happen. So that's kind of what I've been working on and what I've been paying attention to, and I would definitely recommend. I subscribe to a newsletter called The Morning Brew, which is really, really good. It's super informative. They send out an email every morning, like around 4 a.m., and it's just a really great breakdown of overall marketplaces and what's happening. And it gives you a really good, quick summary look into certain trends that I think are very helpful for us as Turo hosts. So that's kind of what I've been filling my days with. And on that note, I will probably end this video here because I'm super tired and need to get some sleep. I think I mentioned in my last video that next week, which I'm so excited for, I will be interviewing John Sferic, who is the author of The Wealthy Gardener, and he is somebody who has built his wealth through rentals. And so I think it should be a really great, insightful interview that should provide a lot of resources for us as Turo host, and some really great outlook into how to build wealth and really how to establish yourself and just, you know, create that type of lifestyle and mindset for yourself. And then of course, a lot of you sent me questions as well that you want me to ask him. So I've notated all those, and I'll do my very best to get in as many questions as I possibly can so that we can get feedback in terms of our marketplace specifically. So definitely stay tuned for that. And on that note, I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, one last thing. Turo put out that article about the initiative to help frontline responders, which was pretty cool. There is a Google form linked to that article, which was previously not working because they didn't set it up correctly, but they have, I believe, fixed it since then. So if you are somebody who is interested in offering up your vehicles to help frontline workers, I would definitely recommend filling out that Google, that link that is on the blog article from Turo, because they are going to be putting some marketing behind that, and probably putting some marketing behind the host who are opting in to kind of be a part of that initiative. So it could fare well for your listings in the upcoming month or so. All right, guys, on that note, I will put the article in my description down below, and I'm losing my words, so it is definitely time for bed. All right, guys, good night, take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.